that one. First and foremost, giving all praises to how Hashem with us, giving double honors to the elders and apostles and great millstone who taught me the truth. Peace and salutations to the hope of elect. Peace and salutations to the Aki and the brethren out there on the highways and byways, pushing the truth and 100% sincerity. And peace and salutations to the few and sincere sisters who believe in this gospel. So I want to entitle this, uh, Where's Your Fringes? Or better yet, where's your faith? Right? Because I recently just saw a video yesterday of WFI Los Angeles, and I guess they were kind of going back and forth with what looked like a Northern Kingdom Jake, and I got to the point where I don't know what they're asking each other questions or whatever. You know, one of the at the end of the video, you hear one of the brothers from WFI saying, "Where's your friends?" Right? And, you know, coming in this truth, I've heard that question all the time. And you got cats who say that, you know, the Lord ain't gonna save you. That's just not, simply not true, right? That's just simply not true. You know, you got a lot of Israelites who can be simple and believe that every Israelite who's walking around here with fringes on their t-shirt is keeping the law. You know, you know what I'm saying? They got faith or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that's just simply not true because you got a lot of Israelites who do wear fringes who are fucking demons. You know, they're demons. You know what I'm saying? They're not brotherly. They walk around here, you know what I'm saying, proud, not in the right mindset, not in the spirit, don't have faith. You got a lot of Israelites who, and their spirit is nothing of faith. And they still niggas. So it's not fringes, right? It's not about fringes, even though fringes are in the law, they are a beautiful thing. It's not about fringes, but it's about the inner man, it's about the spirit. It's about the spirit. Because again, you can look like an Israelite on the outside and be a demon on the inside. You can look like an Israelite on the outside and behind closed doors, you commit adultery, smoking weed, being a nigga, and everything like that, while it's a man who don't wear fringes, who is more in the spirit than someone who does wear fringes. Where's your fringes is where's your faith? Where's your spirit? Because that's really what's more important than the outward appearance. And also, too, it's not always wise to wear fringes all the time. You know what I'm saying? Some people have certain jobs where it's uncomfortable for them to wear fringes because somebody might say something. Somebody who is, as far as the workplace, might say something to them and it could possibly even get them fired. Or you going into a certain job interviews, like certain workplaces and things like that, they're going to look at you funny. And it's not like, okay, we're saying that the job is more important than the truth or anything like that. But there's no sense of losing your livelihood for something that can be prevented. Now, it's one thing if, all right, let's say your boss rolls up, let's say you're at camp and you preaching the word
and your boss roll up to the camp, or somehow the boss comes across a YouTube video, and you know what I'm saying, they're like, all right, well, look, you over here preaching hate, we got to let you go, or something like that. Yeah, okay, well, you can't really do nothing about that. Trusting Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai, you're gonna go get a new job. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Don't walk into the workplace with the fringes on, got a Mitri on, talking about some Esau's the devil, and you trying to cut Edomites with the scriptures. That's being over righteous. But once again, the main point of the video is it's not about who's wearing their fringes or not, right? It's about who's walking in obedience, right? Who's walking in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? It's about who's walking in the spirit. You can have fringes on and not have faith. You can have fringes on and again, not be walking in the spirit. But let's go ahead and get to this video, man. I'm going to just play this real quick, and then I'm going to get into the scriptures, Lord willing.
We're reading the Bible. Y'all just quoted a whole bunch of wise tales. And this is the difference. Yes, I am. I'm not accusing her. I'm rebuking her. That's two different.
That's right.
I'm rebuking her.
That's right.
The Bible says open rebuke is better than concealed love. This is concealed love. What this man is doing, this is concealed love. Everybody loves each other. But what I'm doing, I'm rebuking her so she can be healed, man. Read. He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments. None of y'all keeping the commandments, bro.
Neither are you.
Yes, I am.
Probably not.
Where's your fringes at?
Right.
We're reading the Bible.
So, well, now, I do have another problem with this video. Now, I don't know if that's his woman or not, right? But you ain't supposed to be rebuking the woman, and she's with her husband. Now, I don't know if this man right here, if that's his woman or it's not, but you ain't supposed to be rebuking a man's woman while her husband, you really ain't even supposed to be talking to the woman like that. You supposed to be talking straight up to the husband, because he said he was rebuking her. Well, no, you supposed to be strictly talking to him. I haven't seen a whole video. I don't know in exact. This is just what it looks like from this clip, right? So, I wouldn't be directly rebuking the woman, and she got, you know what I'm saying, and she got her man right there. Again, I don't know if that's her man or not, but yeah, I wouldn't be rebuking the woman, and that's her man right there. You're supposed to talk to him. And in this clip, yeah, they were talking to him directly, but he, again, he said he was rebuking her. So again, I haven't seen the whole camp video or nothing. This is just a clip on Instagram. So I don't know the complete context. I'm just going off of what I'm seeing here on the clip. But you hear at the end where the brother asked him, where's your fringes? They were saying, you're not keeping the commandments. You know what I'm saying? You're not keeping the commandments. And he said, neither are you. Then Jake said, where's your fringes? Right? Again, fringes are not always a sign that a man is keeping the commandments. And again, we are to keep the law to the best of our abilities. But we also got to remember, we are not justified by the law. We got to remember that it's about faith. It's about faith first and foremost. And through faith, we keep the commandments. Through our faith, we keep the commandments to the best of our abilities. Because and you do even have Jakes who say, well, I keep the commandments 100%. I keep the commandments 100%. All day, every day, 24/7. You know what you ask them? You got a woman? Yep. She live with you? Yep. Where does she go on her cycle? she still be here? Did she sit on the couch or anything like that? Or did she? Yeah. Y'all got a 1-bedroom? Yeah. She sleeping in the... Oh, okay. Well, you ain't keeping the commandments perfectly. And there's other aspects of the law that we can't keep perfectly here in Babylon the Great. But the point is to say is that we're justified by faith. You can't keep the law perfectly here in Babylon the Great. It's not set up for that. If you see a Mo walking around sashaying down the street, you gonna put him to death? No, you're not. Because you're gonna catch a murder case. You ain't keeping the commandments perfectly. And you gotta, and even when I was in WFI, and you know, when I used to watch other camp videos, you know, the main thing that Jake would always say is, you know, we got to come back to the commandments. We got to come back to keeping the commandments. Keep the commandments, keep the commandments, keep the commandments, keep the commandments. And Jake would say it so much that Jake would be forgetting that, hey, it's about faith in Yahweh Shai, first and foremost. Then through Yahweh Shai, faith in Yahweh Shai, and walking in the Spirit, we keep the commandments to the best of our abilities. You can't X out Yahweh Shai. And that's what a lot of camps do. Or you make Yahweh Shai of irrelevance when you go out there and the main thing you're talking about is the commandments, keeping the laws. It ain't about the laws. It's about faith in Yahweh Shai. Well, salvation first and foremost, but we receive salvation through our faith. Right? Let's go. I'm going to start off with here. Galatians 2:16. And it says, knowing that a man is not justified by the works of the law, but by the faith of Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, even we have believed in Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, that we might be justified by faith of Hamashiach, and not by the works of the law. For by the works of the law shall no flesh be justified. But if while we seek to be justified by Hamashiach, we ourselves are found sinners, is therefore Hamashiach the minister of sin? Yahweh forbid, right? So what Paul is saying here is saying that no, we're not justified by the law, but we're justified by our faith in Yahweh Shai. Now, is having faith in Yahweh Shai giving us license to sin? No, that's what these Christians will tell you. These Christians will tell you, oh, well, we're justified by our faith and we ain't got to keep the laws anymore. Well, that's false. Because Paul, and they get that from misinterpreting Paul's letters, but that's not what Paul was saying. Paul was just saying that through faith, you're justified by Yahweh Shai. But that don't mean go out here and just be sinning all willy-nilly. Because we know from 1 John 3 and 4, you know, sin is the transgression of the law. So don't go out here just be all breaking the laws all willy-nilly, but understand that, hey, if you do go off, you know, we have a mediator making a case for us. And the name is Yahweh Shai, because, yeah, we're going to go off in this flesh. We're going to go off in this flesh. Right? So let's go here. Ephesians 3 and verse 13. And it says, wherefore I desire that you faint not of my tribulations for you, which is your glory. It's like you. For this cause I bow my knees unto the Father of our Lord Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, of whom the whole family in heaven and earth is named, that he will grant you according to the riches of his glory, to be strengthened with might by his Spirit in the inner man, that Hamashiach may dwell in your hearts by faith, that ye, being rooted and grounded in love, right? So it's all about the inner man, spirit. What's in your heart? Again, fringes don't mean that you got faith. Fringes don't mean you got faith. To a lot of Israelites, man, they just going out with the fringes, and it's just a fad. They ain't really in the ministry. They ain't really believing on Yahweh Shah like that. A lot of Jakes just want to get into this thing and start a community, start up a community, you know what I'm saying, full of fringe Israelites, full of fringe wearing Israelites, and y'all ain't even thinking about the prophecies that's saying that this whole place is going to be destroyed. How you going to start up a community? How you going to go buy some land and build a village when we ain't got that much time left in this place, man? That just shows that a lot of Israelites don't really believe. And that's a lack of faith. But you wearing fringes. And I'm not saying anybody in particular don't have faith. I'm not saying that. But you got a lot of fringe wearing Israelites who don't have faith. And they proclaim their unfaithfulness on the internet all the time. All the time. A lot of Israelite groups proclaim their unfaithfulness on the internet every single day. Just by the stuff that they say. Thinking they being deep, thinking that they speaking the truth, when all you doing is you just showing how little faith that you really have. So Matthew 23 and 5. I'm gonna start off at 3. It says, all therefore whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do. But do not ye after their works, for they say and do not. For they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulders. It's talking about the Pharisees, scribes and the Pharisees. But they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers. But all their works they do for to be seen of men. They make broad their phylacteries and enlarge the borders of their garments. It's a lot of Jakes who got the fringes on just to be seen of men. To look the part, but not actually be the part. And that's what a lot of Jakes, why a lot of Israelites go out there asking that question, where your fringes at? I don't know you from a can of paint, but I see you ain't got them fringes on, man. You ain't in the spirit. You ain't walking in the spirit. But then it was not too long ago, about a year and a half ago, it was a video of an Israelite got the fringes on smoking a cigarette. And then, you got Jakes who will go to Numbers 15 and 38 and will say, well, throughout your generations, and the fringes are to remind you to keep the commandments, right? And Elder Yashawamba always says this: do you have to look down at your fringes to remember not to eat pork? Do you got to look down at your fringes to remember not to commit adultery? Do you got to look down at your fringes to remember that it's the Sabbath day? No, you don't. Not in this time, no. It said that at that time because they were just receiving the laws, because they were in captivity. You know, those Israelites, that generation, they were in captivity in Egypt, so they didn't necessarily know the way of the Lord. They had to be taught that. And the Lord gave them that as a reminder, hey, we ain't in Egypt no more. We ain't in Egypt no more. We've become sovereign. We're our own sovereign nation. We're not in captivity. So the Fringes are a reminder for us to live in that way. But now the laws are, we don't necessarily need the Fringes to be reminded of these things. But we do this through the Spirit. And again, not saying that Fringes are wicked or anything like that. If you want to wear them, you know what I'm saying, you can go ahead and wear them. But don't be that Israelite who, just because the Israelite don't got on Fringes, you trying to judge whether he's in the Spirit or not, and you don't know him. You ain't spent no time with him. You ain't talked to him or nothing like that. You just look at him, and he say shalom to you, and you look at him like, where your friends is at, Ak? Why you ain't got your friends on, Ak? You're like, brother, I just said shalom to you. How you doing? Like, why you going there? Let's just have a conversation, man. I see a fellow Israelite, cool, you got on fringes. I'm not about to walk up on you like, why you got on your fringes? If you want to wear them, go ahead. What I'm saying is, don't judge based on the outer appearance. The scriptures even tell you that. It's like, here, let me... I can't think of it now. Man, here it is. John chapter 7 and verse 24. And it says, judge not according to the appearance, but judge righteous judgment. Right? The scriptures also say, hear the matter of things before you judge. It's roughly paraphrasing in the book of Sirach. Right? Meaning, look past the surface. Look below the surface. Salakia. But yeah, meaning look below the surface before you try and go out here and say somebody wicked because they ain't got on fringes, man. Salakia. It says, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Right? Certain people have jobs. They have to be in certain environments where wearing fringes is not wise. It's not the wise thing to do. Here you are in corporate America, because brothers do have jobs that are in corporate America. You know, you're in corporate America, or you're possibly in a workplace where you work at and it's a lot of small hats in there, and you showing up with fringes. You don't think that they know what you believe? And let your manager be a small hat and he fire you because, oh, it's a so-called black guy wearing fringes. Oh, he's one of them Hebrew Israelites. Yeah, he's racist. Let me go ahead and figure out a way to get him gone. Stuff like that happens. So you got to be circumspect. You got to be wise. Right? I think the point was already made, so I'm going to go ahead and close out with that. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. Shalom.